Hello. Happy Halloween, everybody. Happy Halloweekend, the last day of October, of Rocktober. I don't know if you guys will hear this. Well, you'll be able to hear it.
Fuck you, everybody. Good night.
Hell yeah. Rocktober, baby. And then it's going to be No Nut November. We got Andrew Rochford from the Rochford Files here. A couple of my INN brothers, Reef Breland and Colin. Good to see you. And Ed. What? No, wait. Is that Britt Cabela from Hardlands Media? What?
I can see how you could get that confused. Britt, he's still in the UK. He's on the lam. I'm Ed Cavello. It's Ed with two D's and a T.
Edit.
Yeah, it's needlessly complex spelling.
We have Black Panther here, who decided to grace us from the grave. Thanks for rising up and and being here. I don't know what kind of flower you had to sniff to do that trick, but you know, we're just glad you're here, pal. Kelly says Colin is freaking me out. You look great. You look great. Don't go changing. Although we got Reef over here with he's got, dude, your head's gonna like sweat off like 10 pounds if you keep wearing that shit all night. Yes. He's all skin and bones. Somebody get that boy a sandwich. And
I'm big boned.
He is big boned and did. He got them biggie boned and diddies.
I got the big bones.
He got them big damn bones. And I am Heisenberg, who did not die, but actually made it to a tropical island and waiting on a Mai Tai as we speak. So this is starting to wear off already. So the origin story, this was supposed to be brown, but I didn't have brown, and all I had was red. I said, well, okay, I'm a redhead. Maybe that'll pass. And now it just looks like I just put my mouth around like a really hot bottle or something, and then like, ow! 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 Yeah, so it's pretty low budget over here at Count Uncula's. So only one day a year I'm Count Uncula, and that's today. So, gentlemen, thanks for being with us here. We may have some more folks pop in and out as the night progresses. Hopefully everybody out there is having a wonderful Halloween where you are. If you had a good one over the weekend, you partied and stuff like that, and you're just chilling tonight with us, that's great. Let me shout out folks in the chat before we get too crazy here. We got Jera's here and Kay Ryan. Good to see you. Bad Cookies. What? Who let you out of jail early? We got Redneck Economics is in the house. Miss Kelly is here. Good to see you, my love. Who else we got up in here? We got a whole bunch of fools. Or ghouls, as I should say. Les Bones is here. Good to see you, my friend. I know you're feeling a little down. We're going to try and pick you up a little bit today, brother. Who else we got here?
Am I back? Oh, there I am.
There you are. You shifted position somehow, too. I don't know how you did that. Dolores, good to see you. Miguel, always a pleasure, brother. Let's see who else. Ed was pre-gaming in the chat there. Good to talk to the peeps there pre-show. I think that's it for right now. Nobody on the Rockfin yet, although well, no, not yet. Everybody seems to be chilling over here on the YouTubes. So, guys, take it away. I'm done.
Okay. Well, now what do we do?
This is where we learn how to stick our thumbs up our ass and kill time. So,
Right.
did you guys do anything over the weekend? Like any Halloween parties or anything Halloweeny, or what did you do?
Well, this is it. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
How'd you get on the subway? Wait a minute. I thought you were at Jesus's place like 2 seconds ago. Now you're on the subway. What the fuck happened?
I get around, you know. I mean, plus I gotta keep moving. So, you know, this is where I'm actually at. I'm at an undisclosed stop on the Brown line. No pun intended.
I made a stop on the Brown line about 45 minutes ago. So, hey-o! What the? That burrito wasn't coming out on its own, that's for sure. Bad Cookie says you got a good reception for a subway signal. I know. Well, he's above ground. He's above ground because I see daylight back there.
It's the L.
The L.
Yeah, plus they, you know, all the phone companies, they extended the signals underground because otherwise people got pissed here.
Do you have underground trains?
What?
You have underground trains
That's
in
a very
Chicago?
thing to get upset at, like, you know, fucking phone don't work underground.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I mean, you know, it's bad enough we get the ghost trains, especially on Halloween. I mean, we get those really ghost trains. But now it's like, you know, what was I talking about?
You're
Ghost
high.
trains.
Are you high, Ed? What are you?
I don't know if I'm high, but yeah, I think we got a $2 tip from Roger Meadows here. Let's check the chat.
But that being said,
what does Roger Meadows do to be able to like tip everyone? That's crazy.
yeah, but he's only tipping $2.
He's an Uber driver,
is he?
I think. Right?
Okay. World's richest Uber driver, Roger Meadows.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, he's only doing 2 at a time, so you know it ain't like he's smoking like blunts with $100 bills or anything. At least I don't think so. He might. But I noticed that oh fuck, I lost my train of thought. I'm not even high either. I want to be.
What is wrong with you people? What?
I don't know.
All right, check 1 2. Here's my audio levels. Am I sounding okay over there? On the
you're
interwebs?
very okay there, bud.
Okay.
You're fine.
Okay.
And that sharp
I'm
cheddar
trying to
voice.
phasing in and out though. I might end up at the next location soon though.
Oh,
I don't know how that works, but it's.
Miguel says he's in a driver co-op. So, I know I was going to say that guy Keaton that hosts Dissidents. He's like, I think he's like a DoorDash dude because he sometimes he does those little shorts from his car, and I think he mentioned something about he's a DoorDash dude. Everybody's got a second gig, man. You know that's got to do that in this fucking economy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
What's going on down in DC there, Colin? Any festivities?
Any major ones? I mean, not really. I mean, obviously, given that it was Halloween weekend, a lot of house parties and all that kind of stuff, and just like themed stuff at clubs or whatever. But
How many hammers did you see like walking around in DC with? What happened?
I didn't see any.
That's a really easy costume right now. Just underwear and a hammer.
I didn't
and
see
you got
any. Not to say that people didn't do that, but I didn't see any of that over the weekend.
A hammer and tidy whities down south is usually a Thursday night. That's kind of
that's just normal.
You're getting geared up for the weekend. So
that's just Cletus. He's just trying to rebuild his deck that his mama broke when she sat on it.
Get over there and give me some 10-penny nails. The shit ain't gonna fix itself, you motherfuckers.
No, use those rusty ones.
Yeah, we got this is just a porch. People get tetanus all the time.
Yep.
What about up in Colorado there, Andrew? You any fun excitement going on up there? Did you go to any parties or anything over the weekend?
No, I didn't. I've actually been, had a cold for like the past week plus, so it's been slow to recover from it. So I really didn't get to get out much until a bit yesterday.
Okay. Do you smoke? Did you smoke a little bit though? Did you get a little puffy? You know, some of Grandpa's cough medicine. Some of that.
Oh yeah, we did some of that yesterday, but didn't really do much more than hang out and get high, really.
You need green chili to feel better. That's all they have in Denver to fix things, you know?
You could
Just
get
green chili.
horseradish too. Do you like horseradish? That'll open you up. Ooh. Or wasabi. Like horseradish or wasabi, man. That like get enough of that and your nose just goes you could parachute with that shit. Your nose opens up so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's been a Jackass scene.
Oh yeah, that's better.
Just snorting wasabi, you know?
Oh yeah, that every time I mention wasabi to younger people, they always bring up Jackass. I'm like, no man, you can eat it too. It's good.
Yeah.
It's like you ain't gonna snort it. No. But I think maybe that traumatized people, like maybe younger people that like see him snort it shit. Just like, nope, no, thank you. I don't think I would want to snort it either, to be honest with you. I'm a little weird like that. You know, don't really like shit up my nose. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of, you know, I'd rather put it in soy sauce and, you know, put some things in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm funny like that. Y'all had a great show on Friday at Chicago Corner, and God, you know, you look
we had a good time on that show.
That was so much fun. You look like that guy, what's his name? Richards on Twitter. The guy, I can't remember his first name. His last name's Richards. And he always has these shitty takes on there. Chris Richards. Yeah. You kind of look like...
yeah, that guy.
You stupid.
Yeah, that guy has me blocked. I don't normally think of that guy, but you know,
he had me blocked for a while. Then I lost 2 accounts, and now I'm on number 3. So I got to be kind of a good boy. So we don't have that one blocked. So every once in a while, I can't stand that on Twitter, where it's like you'll see like these shitty people posting stuff, and then you'll look up and it's like so and so that follow. You're like, God damn it!
Mm-hmm.
Why I don't need to know their business. I don't want to know who you follow. You know, go the fuck away with these shitty people you follow. But I don't know. I think it's Twitter's just getting a little weird. It's wonderful though watching the shitlibs cry. I mean, I can't stand Elon Musk, but it is fun watching shitty lib tears stream down. And I catch them with little jars, so I collect them. I'm gonna drink them later because I get thirsty.
Yeah, it's fun watching them complain about having to spend $20 a month for a blue check or something. I'm like,
yeah, because they were getting
never
that
had
just
one of those
by the government for free. You know?
Yeah. Hey, Captain Peon's here. Good to see you. This is my buddy Chris. One half of the Monkey Boys. He has a query. The Powerball's at 1 billion. What would you do if you won Powerball? What would you do with the money? We'd go around the horn and ask this. What would you do, Reef? We do $1 billion. $1 billion. So if you think about it, it's really half billion. If you take taxes and stuff, you're still like $500 million, right? What would you do with it?
I owe Oz a fully automatic shotgun because he's been wanting it for Christmas.
He's been a good boy this year.
You know, probably do the sensible stuff. Get a house, you know, like at least 1 tank, you know, because you're going to need one of those.
I know we're all kind of like on the we're all about like mutual aid and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure we would all like, you know, let's just leave that one aside and just do the fun answers. Okay. We know you do good things with it. All right. Because we don't want to hear you virtue signaling. All right. We want to hear what kind of bullshit you would blow it on. So Colin,
Operation Volcano would be a go, Warren.
what would you make?
For
Wait,
sure.
you would buy a volcano? How would are those for sale?
If we gotta buy the volcano, sure, but the real hard part is the whole infrastructure on transporting Congress.
Will
So
you
we
like
could
build
drop
a
it
Plane
in.
should do that. You know?
Yeah, you could buy a really big ass plane and put them all in it and do that, right?
Well,
And
no,
then-
I mean we're gonna do it while they're actually in the building. We're gonna lift the whole building.
Oh, you're gonna.
You know, I mean, yeah, that's gonna be a huge undertaking, but with $1 billion, I figured
Yeah.
that's that should be pretty easy to do
Yeah, it should be fine.
monetarily. I mean,
Yeah, I think
you'd have and it would create jobs.
Someone to
Well, at
watch
least-
the helicopter dunk them in.
Oh man,
Like,
can you
I'll
imagine
take
the
that
amount of structural engineers and people who have to figure out how to lift that entire building out of there with aircraft? That's amazing.
You'd have to get that. You'd have to get that. That aircraft from the Avengers, the one that has like the 4 like whirly blade things.
Oh yeah,
you
like
know,
those helicarriers. Yeah, those
like
are
a
cool.
helicarrier. I
Those
think you
would be
probably need like a
ideal.
couple of those. Those buildings are heavy. All right, Colin, what would you do? You're blowing. You already done good things with money. Now you got the rest to blow it. What are you doing?
Ah, man, I think I'm gonna be basic as hell, but travel. You
Yeah?
know, get
To
the fuck
Mars?
out of this country. Huh?
You going to Mars? You got money to go to Mars now. You could build a big giant spaceship. Would you go? I wouldn't.
No,
I'd go to the moon.
no.
There's aliens.
Depends on what I could build on Mars.
right?
You know?
Because the thing is, like I would be with the snotty elites. So why would I hang out with them?
You get there
So-
before them though, and then you could just you could have squatters' rights. So when they do get there, you tell them get the fuck out. I already got this. Is my shit. Peace, deuces, motherfucker. Don't let the
Proletariat
door
ambush.
hit you, where the good Lord split you.
You know.
What about you, Andrew? Would you buy the Denver Nuggets?
Not. I don't think I would. But I would.
No. What would you do with the money?
I'm
Only
thinking
bad
like
things.
A basketball court, like you know how the Arizona Cardinals stadium, the grass slides outside during the week, then it slides back inside the stadium. Set up a basketball court like that.
Oh wow. So would the basketball court slide as well, and then there'd be actual marijuana plants underneath the court? Because that would be cool. That would probably be something I'd do. I would build like a weed farm with a basketball court over it, but not all the time because you got to have light. Well, I guess you could have grow lights underneath.
It could be
I
the
don't know.
Court of Dreams.
Yeah, it'd be the
Yeah.
court of dreams. All right, you'd be having some fucked up dreams.
You buy the Denver Nuggets then, and then rename them to the Dank Nuggies, the Denver Dank Nuggies, and
The Denver Dank
then we're good.
Nuggies. The Nuggies. Right? The first, I got to tell you, the first really good weed I ever smoked in my life was Nuggets from Denver. And shit fucked me up. Because I was so used to smoking Alabama ditch weed down there, right? There was no really good weed anywhere. And then somebody went out to Denver, came back and brought that shit back, and I was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But if I had that much cash, I would do like that guy. What was that movie with? Oh shit. Anyway, I'd have a flying fortress. I'd just be in a plane all the time, just be flying around. Like I guess that's kind of what Colin said with traveling. Only I would just have my own like big giant super plane, with
The
space
RV
lasers.
of the sky.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. I'd put like those like checkerboard curtains in the windows too, just like you have on like them old RVs and an awning
Yeah.
that comes out, you know, so you can have
It's like the spaceship from Spaceballs. It's just that. It's just like a giant Winnebago with wings.
I would hire a scientist to make a Winnebago aerodynamic, and then
it's like a bumblebee. It's too fucking fat to fly. Like,
and it had those little P wings on the side too. It's like, how the shit's that flying? That's bullshit. I call bullshit on Spaceballs that had a big giant robot that sucked the air out of a planet.
Let your dream Winnebago thing have the bumblebee wings on it too. So it's just like giant buzzing wings. Hold on, I got a lander. Fucking hilarious.
Maybe pirate. I don't know. Pirate.
And you're having like way too
Pirate
much fun with the
Cabello?
filters. I love it.
Or 3D glasses Cabello is kind of growing on me though.
I like that. I've never messed with these filters on Zoom before, so you know I'm more of a mistress to StreamYard than I am to Zoom. Zoom is a little bit foreign to me, so I like it. I mean, I wish
Zoom.
Zoom.
StreamYard had these toys though. These are nice. It does a hell of a job knocking the background out too.
StreamYard's starting to do good things. I mean, they're starting to add more and more stuff, so they'll probably eventually rip off Zoom in that respect. I think they're ripping off everybody else, so you know, it's. I mean, why not? You know, what is it? Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, they say. So, I mean, I don't say it.
Just don't do it too hard, and you end up with the slobs problem, and then you gotta go to court, and you know, like they literally just stole OBS. That's what's crazy. Like OBS must have had just been sitting there being like, "This is totally our shit. This is like the same. This is totally our shit." They took out the good stuff. The same thing.
Oh, you mean Streamlabs?
Yeah.
I started off with Streamlabs until Reef turned me on to OBS Studio and all the cool plugins and stuff. Streamlabs is just like, I ripped your shit off. That is not imitation. That is like straight up ripping off.
Correct. Yeah.
It's like they not only ripped them off, they took all the cool stuff out of it too. They're like, here you go. Now you can pay for it. You can get premium to pay for it.
And then paywalled a lot of shit, right? Like, you know.
But I think a lot of gamers use Streamlabs. I think that's more of because it's very Twitch friendly. You know what I mean? It's like it has a lot of shit for Twitch. You ever mess with OBS, Colin?
No. Reef is trying to teach me.
It's a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
it's a rabbit hole for sure, man.
Big time.
It's cool. I mean, there's got all kinds of cool plugins and stuff like that. You can like do all kinds of toys and stuff on there. Andrew, have you ever messed with that before?
Streamlabs? Yeah, I used to use it when I had a phase for a while. It was just on Twitch exclusively, but once I was able to get the StreamYard subscription, I mostly stopped.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like a beginner OBS thing because it is somewhat easy on there, but it's very limited. Steve Wolfrant, good to see you, brother. Thanks for stopping by the Halloween show. Happy Halloweekend to you. So let me show you guys this real quick. I won't turn the sound on because there's probably some copyright music on here. So this is what's going on right now. Let's see. Can I do this?
You can right click and pin him, everyone, by the way, to make him big.
That's what she said. What? Yeah. But not to me.
Phrasing.
So let's see. Yeah, so this is what's going on right here. Do this for you guys. Can y'all see that now? No. Oh wait, I didn't hit it.
There we go.
Okay,
there it is.
All right, so there's no sound because like it's basically there's like probably some copyrighted music and shit. So what's going on here is the 49th annual Village Halloween parade in Greenwich Village in New York City. So, and unfortunately, we're getting a little bit of rain around these parts.
There?
It's a costume. He's a crossover episode. So he's like, get ready. You got that turkey fucker coming up.
This was this weekend.
No, this is going on right now. This
This
is
is right
live.
now. This is
So
live.
this channel is by a guy. He's a streamer around New York. He's also a tour guide. His name is Dutch Maz, DUTCHMAZZ. So if you like tours of New York and kind of cool spots, he usually is out of Coney Island, and he does a lot of really cool streams. Just very chill. You know, it's a good stoner stream to listen to it and to watch and just see the places he's going. So right now he's there in Greenwich Village. So basically how this works, anybody can be in this parade, right? So, you know, you don't necessarily have to have a costume or anything. There's Santa again. Santa's probably pretty lit too. But this is around by NYU, around that area. I think that's 6th Avenue they go up, I think. So, and you start off, basically you just get in this big pen. And then they just slowly let you go out, and then you just walk up. They have floats and stuff like that, just like a normal parade, and people in costume, and it's just so much fun. Really, really enjoy that. I wanted to go this year, but I'm glad I didn't, because it's raining, and you know, as everyone knows, sugar melts in water, so can't be having that happen.
That's
so
true.
right, you know, I'm just a little bit. Anyway, so that's going on right now. Any celebrations, any parades or anything like going on in Florida or DC or Chicago or Colorado? Like, do they do stuff like that there?
I think there is one going on in Chicago. I just I just heard about it like today, something on Halsted Street. But like you got where you are, we had a little bit of raininess here too. So that, and occasionally we get stuck with these deep dish storms where all of a sudden somebody just starts pulling a slice of deep dish out from nowhere, and it just continues over and over again. It's monotonous.
It just goes to show. Yeah, it just goes to show it's never too late to go swimming, folks. So if you want to,
That's right. It's
you want a deep
delicious.
dish.
That seems like a like very like I could see a whole movie with that as like the ending, like torture. You know, just one real Chicago mob guy be like, "Look here, see, we're gonna put you in the pizza, see," slowly lowering like.
How many dead bodies are in that
like
pizza?
Hot bubbly cheese.
Who died? How many city council members are in that deep dish there?
Yeah, enough.
Sorry.
Oh, this is fun.
All right. Yeah, this is kind of low budget tonight. I didn't go high quality on the graphics or anything tonight, so we just wanted to.
No worries.
We just want to have a nice chill stream with my buds, you know, hanging out and talking Halloween-y stuff and all that good stuff. I love Halloween. This is like by far my favorite holiday the whole year. It's just like once Halloween's over, it's just like the rest of the year just goes tits up. It's just kind of like Thanksgiving, yeah, food, all right, gobble gobble. And then Christmas, it's like, and you're just bombarded with
The
Christmas
food,
shit.
the drama, the presents, the family, the traveling.
More often than not, you don't have family gatherings at Halloween, right? But
No,
if you
it's
do,
it's just an excuse to dress up and drink, and that's
Yeah.
it.
It's
Like,
perfect.
it's just, I say like Halloween. Well, I think depending how you go, like, because people can make it a very big deal, but it doesn't have to be a big deal. Like as far as costumes or whatnot, like it's very low key in that regard. And then like Thanksgiving is probably the next holiday up. I mean, it's just mostly the food that you just have to contend with. And then you don't even necessarily have to be with family if you don't necessarily want to. And then
Right.
Christmas is just like the fuck up in terms of like, you have to worry about getting that right gift for that person or not.
Oh, it's
or
awful.
like having to travel like and spend X number of dollars more than normal just to get to your house, only to deal with the family that you may not like, that you have to deal with for a few days, and having to deal with all of that, in the span of a few days. Like, yeah, Halloween is, yeah. But it's just sad because basically it's like the holiday season starts now, pretty much.
Yes.
And given inflation, it's been started. So, yeah.
I mean, all the spooky movies sucked, I heard.
Yeah, Halloween
None of those
Ends,
were
I
good.
heard, was awful. I heard it was just
Yeah.
not very good. Though,
And what was the other one they're redoing? They're getting Jennifer Tilly out again to do Chucky, I
Another
think.
Chucky.
Jennifer Titty.
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
you like these breasts. I made them for you.
Whoa! What? That was a very poor Jennifer. That was a very poor Jennifer Tilly impression. Sorry, sorry, JT, if you're listening.
She's
But
a
I got
big
to-
fan of me. She watches everything I do. So
I know, right?
you know.
I thought Jennifer
Yeah.
Tilly, she probably still looks pretty. I haven't seen a recent picture of her, but I'm pretty sure she still looks pretty
Gorgeous.
good.
Yeah.
We got VS Adams and Dingo in the chat. Good to see y'all. Happy Halloweeny to you all,
Yeah,
and
they were
you and your
talking about
friends.
YouTube looking different. You
It
know?
did, yeah. We were talking about that too. I don't know how it is on the phone. I rarely use YouTube on the phone. I always use it on desktop. But it did. It's just like it kind of changed up. There's like little fancies on there, like little rounded corners and different fonts and stuff. I don't know if I like that or not. You know, why'd you do that without my permission? You know, or our collective permission.
I don't like change.
I don't like it. I don't like it
No.
one damn bit. You know, back in my day, we didn't have Earth. We just floated around and we liked it fine. You know, oxygen and gravity, that was for pussies. You know, we were real men in those days. We didn't have a suit. We just hung on to an asteroid, just woo, taking a ride, baby. It really fucked us up though. We probably could have used a M-class planet to land on. But eventually we did. So, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Life is just too weird.
What do you think
wait,
about
are
this? What do you think about this pizza ad? Are you okay with this pizza?
Oh, is that the one with the candy corn on it?
Yes.
Yes. Kill it with
Candy
fire.
corn pizza.
Kill it with fire.
That's a vomit sandwich in the making right there. That is just yikes.
Okay, let me ask, candy corn, yes or no? I feel like we've had this conversation at some point.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan, but you're a fan.
I'm sorry. I mean, I don't mind it. I'm not looking for it. You know? Like I'm not out there trying to get me like bags of, candy corn, but like if they're there, I'll be like, yeah, this is sugar. This will be fine. You know.
Yeah, it's like the lowest level of edible sugar. It's like there's so many other options. It's like do I have to candy corn today? Must I? And yes, I'm using that as a verb.
Well, if you look, if you got you have a triumvirate of hell. You have candy corn, you have black licorice, and you have circus peanuts. Out of those three, what are you picking? We all know it's the candy corn. It's got to be candy corn.
Yeah.
You're not.
Out of those three,
The licorice I could do too, but
for black licorice, I gotta be really in the mood for that. And like maybe if you're already drinking stuff like Jägermeister or something, then maybe black licorice is the
yeah, I was about to say
along with that.
We were talking about that the other night. That black licorice tastes like Jägermeister. So if you like the taste of Jaeger,
isn't that what it's made out of, though? Right?
Really?
Yeah.
It's made out of black licorice?
Yeah.
I think there's a bunch of other spices in there, but yeah, essentially.
The Tears of Children.
I
know that's in there.
There's a number of liquors that are based on the flavor of black licorice or anise.
I don't want anybody to get
anise. Get your minds out of the gutter.
I don't want anybody to get it twisted. I'm not racist, all right? I don't like black licorice because of the taste. Okay? I have no problem with the color. I have a few friends who are black licorice, to be honest with you. So, wait, what? But circus peanuts, if someone had proof that there was a hell and that when you die, you would go to hell, and the only way to save your soul from hell is to eat circus peanuts, I'll see you in hell, because I'm not eating this fucking circus
peanuts that like does it. You know, that's just marshmallow.
You would
There's
think.
a weird flavor to it.
Banana flavored marshmallow. Yes.
It's like if you took a banana flavored marshmallow, left it out in the street for about 4 years with heavy traffic running over it back and forth, and then you mashed it into the shape of a peanut. That's what a circus peanut is. And it's just, I don't know. I'm traumatized by circus peanuts. My mom used to get that kind of stuff. She would always have this rotation of cheap candy that she would get us, you know, because we was poor. The best out of the lot was the orange slices, like the orange kind of jelly. It wasn't like a gummy, but it was like kind of like a thicker gelatin. Yeah, and those too. And it was like coated in sugar. It was just
caramel
diabetes.
creams. These are like the dollar store candies. Like they're like not even really packaged, but they're like kind of, you know what I mean? Like in a weird plastic bag by themselves, unbranded. You know,
I played a character named Caramel.
Swirls.
I played a character named Caramel Cream when I was in a Rudy Ray Moore movie once, and I was Caramel Cream. Yeah, I was uncredited, but I'm the guy in the back when he's shaking the pimp cane and making it rain. I'm in the back with my hat going, gimme! But they cut out the audio because they didn't want to pay the SAG-AFTRA fees. So,
dude, if that was actually you, I'd be very proud of you. You know,
I know. I was like,
if you were in a Rudy Ray Moore movie, that's living life, man.
I would have been like 6 or 7 if I was back, because like weren't those movies like in the 70s or something like that? Rudy Ray Moore movies. I love Petey Wheatstraw, the Devil's Son-in-Law. That's my
Dolomite's
favorite.
my name, and fuck it up, motherfuckers, is my game.
Human Tornado, that was pretty good.
Yeah,
Disco Godfather.
Petey Wheatstraw.
Petey Wheatstraw is my favorite.
Petey Wheatstraw. Like I love those. Like
the Devil's Son-in-Law.
You ever seen Black Dynamite, which is like a parody of those?
Is that's not the one with like Eddie Griffin, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen that. Yeah.
And it's got creamed corn. There's cream corn in it, and then there's
Tommy Davidson. Yeah. What's the line? I'm running things.
My favorite bit in that movie is that Black Dynamite walks into the room, and the two like militant Black Panther like characters, like they just get up and they say, "The militant stand startled." Like they're reading the stage direction, you know. Black Dynamite is like, "I want to speak to who's in charge." Sarcastically, I'm in charge. You know, it's the best bit. You know, and they just leave it in. I threw that shit before I came in the room. Fucking beats the bad guy by throwing a boomerang before he gets. It's the best.
Andrew, have you ever seen any of those movies? Any of those Rudy Ray Moore movies, or any of the spin-off, or not the parodies of them?
No, I'm one of those guys that you'll find that there's a ton of movies that I haven't seen.
Right?
Yeah.
You more of a Schindler's List kind of guy, or kind of a
that Eddie Murphy movie of it is also equally.
Eddie Murphy in Schindler's List. When a guy from the streets decides to give all his money. No, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. I was thinking about the roads going to that joke, and I was like, nope, that just leads to danger always. So I'm just going to backpedal, beep, 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 beep.
In a world, one German. Like, does that trailer exist? You know?
I have a
And
particular
his
set
list.
of skills. You're gonna, you're going to be taken, but don't worry. I'm going to get you out with a ring. I'm going to give him my ring, and you're going to get out. I'm Liam Neeson.
It is fucking Liam Neeson. Liam
put,
Neeson's in it.
Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson is supposed to be in some remake. Oh shit! What's that remake he's supposed to be in? And I'm like, really? Oh fuck! It's not like Uncle Buck. It's something like that. I don't know. Some sort of remake. Of course, they remake it from the 80s.
Cocaine Cowboys.
Well, somebody was telling me the other day that Liam Neeson was going to play the role of somebody. Oh fuck, I can't remember. But maybe by the end of this thing I'll know. But they're talking about Pootie Tang in the chat too. Pootie Tang.
Nice.
When Pootie Tang from what show was that? What show was that from? Wasn't he like a character on a show? Like a sketch. It was a sketch on a show. Was that it wasn't?
I think so, yeah.
Was it in Living Color?
He was very like Ali G. You know?
Or was it like a standalone thing?
I
know Pootie Tang was a movie.
Late 90s movie.
It was a movie.
K involved in that movie? I think.
I want to say he was like
Wait
a character.
minute. We're on the War Deer channel. I gotta switch. Okay.
Hey, I know that guy. That guy owes me $50. Hey, dear, I'm gonna come to your house and get it tomorrow. I don't know why I
Yeah,
spoke
you
like
come
that.
and try to find it, man. I'm going to fly away on one of them flying reindeers. You know,
Oh, it was on the Chris
I'm on
Rock show.
vacation.
It was when Chris Rock had his show. Yeah, I knew he was a character on some show like that, and then he got his own movie. So
Memory is the only thing coming up with Liam.
it's something that's
sure
going to
what
be
that is.
coming out. I don't know. Maybe. Hopefully they change their mind. But I can't remember what the show was. It was like a movie or something.
they
I was like,
switched-
no.
The
Witcher's gonna be now.
Yeah, it was a movie. That's what. Yeah.
They,
I have
they
no
took away
idea.
Henry Cavill's Witcher, and we're gonna get Thor's Witcher. What is it, Hemsworth?
Oh, Hemsworth's going to do that now.
Yeah.
Wait, which one?
Mhm.
The actual Thor
One on
one or one
Netflix.
of his brothers?
I'm gonna look it up.
Because one of the Hemsworths is on Westworld. There's that Hemsworth. And I think there's Luke Hemsworth, right? He's
Liam
like kind of a-
Liam Hemsworth.
Or Liam Hemsworth. Yeah, I knew it began with an L. Oh, that's
who's
right.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They're going to reboot Naked Gun, and they're going to get Liam Neeson
Oh,
for
are
it.
they really?
No.
Oh, you can't redo Naked Gun.
No.
They're going to
But
do it.
see, guys, for $1.5 billion pesos, you definitely can do it.
I love Naked Gun. I love the TV show. There was only like 6 episodes, but
Police Squad.
Police
did you-
Squad.
Who are you, and how did you get in this room? First of all, I'm the locksmith, and I'm a locksmith. Like,
He's having the gun fight with the dude. They're both behind trash cans, but they're only like 2 feet away from each other. They go, pew, pew. There's like ducking behind the thing.
they do the stairway scene homage, you know, with like 3 babies falling down the stairs and like, you know, him like John wooing across, you know.
That may have been why it only
But-
lasted like 6 episodes, but oh my god, Police Squad was the
I like
best,
how every
man.
time when they end the show and then they just freeze and they try to hold it while the credits are playing.
And there's shit like going on in the background and stuff too, and they're still like frozen or whatever, and then the credits are going. Ah.
What's favorite spooky movies? Favorite spooky movies?
Spooky movie.
I'm gonna say The Notebook.
Yes.
Wait, what?
What's
Oh,
spooky
damn.
about The Notebook?
God damn it! I don't have my cutaways. Son of a bitch! I have to sit there and explain it.
Relationship. That's what's spooky about The Notebook.
I like those freaky 80s movies like ever seen April Fool's Day? Or, it's kind of along the lines of the Nightmare on Elm Street kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Where they all go to this place and it's some house or something, and people all start dropping dead, or at least they think they are. Like finding decapitated heads and stuff all over the place, and it's a really freaky movie.
I'm sorry, I can't take a pirate seriously. Sorry, Ed. You just scream like you're gonna. Either way, you look like you're gonna rob me. So I got a pork pie hat. What about you?
I'm halfway to Hamburglar right now, I think.
I know, right? Rubble. What about you, Andrew? What's your favorite spooky movie?
The Little Mermaid. I'm scared of Ursula.
You're afraid of the water. It's like Jaws. It's like a cute Jaws. That fish can eat me at any time.
it's the Jamaican speaking crab that's the scariest part of that.
Wow.
Hey, you're moving nose there. All right.
That's too soon. Wait, what?
Too soon?
There we go.
Too soon.
No, you know what? Actually, that is a scary movie. Now, are we talking about like a traditional like horror movie, or we're talking about a movie, just any movie in general that just scared the shit out of you? Because I mean, you could throw Jaws in there.
I was scared of the Thriller music video when I was a kid.
Right?
Well, I mean, White Michael Jackson's pretty scary. I agree.
Yeah, like
no,
he was
still chocolate back then.
Yeah, I remember when
yeah, but he put whiteface on to be a zombie.
That special where where they showed like the behind the scenes thing of the dancing and the makeup and all that kind of stuff, and then like my mom, obviously at that time Michael Jackson was the thing, so my mom invited a few people over to the house to watch it, party, whatever. And I basically refused to go in the living room at all to watch this thing because I was that scared of the music video, and I was that scared of the whole thing that I remember staying in the kitchen, basically being a dick, while like everybody else was in the living room watching the thing. So,
to be fair, the special effects for that at the time were cutting edge.
Yeah.
Right. And the shit did look pretty scary.
The part especially that scared me was when he came up through the floor and like that girl got caught on the couch, and like, like the zoom in of like the hand, like that within the zombie mode, basically, that was the part that really scared me the most. And then like obviously the transformation into that werewolf he did at the beginning of the thing, was too much for I think it was 3 or 4. Too much for my 3-year-old.
Rick Baker did that? Yeah. The John Carpenter, like guy who did The Fly and The Thing, and
yeah, I think so.
American Werewolf from London or something like that.
There was a movie. There was a movie director who did it. John Landis directed it. Yeah. If you don't know who John Landis is, he was the guy who did one of the stories in the Twilight Zone movie where Vic Morrow and a couple of kids got from the helicopter blade. There was like a helicopter had crashed or something, and then they got whacked. So, we like to keep things upbeat around here. It's talking about dead Vic Morrows.
Yeah, Rick Baker did the stuff for that, I think, right?
Did he do the makeup for American Werewolf in London too?
Yes.
Is that
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense because John Landis did that movie too.
Yeah, that was a pretty freaky movie in a bunch of places.
81 was a year for like fucked up crazy good movies, right? You had The Shining, you had like American Werewolf in London. I think The Thing was out.
Yeah.
John Carpenter's The Thing was out around that time. It was a great year for movies, for scary movies anyway. But I would say, yeah, that's to me, when I saw it, American Werewolf in London for the first time, the transformation, and then like kind of the jump scares in it too. There's not a lot of jump scares in that movie, thank goodness, but the ones that do, they really do pay off, and you know, you better wear a diaper if you've never seen that. Although nowadays, I guess it would be kind of tame, what with CGI and stuff like that. But you know, what Colin, did you say what scary movie you what was really scared you?
Chucky. Again, kid. Wasn't allowed to watch it. My brother made me watch it with him anyway. Scared the piss out of me. And then I got in trouble. Because she was like, I told you not to watch it. But I'm like, but Dexter made me watch it with him. Like, so I got in trouble. I think I may have been about 5 or 6. And like he didn't. So, but no, like I'm not a fan of horror anyway. So, like, you know, like any horror, like just kind of terrifies me. But yeah, I just remember Chucky scaring me to death. I have to try and think about ones that when I was older. But like I said, I don't watch horror that often. So,
I think it kind of depends on where you watch it too. Like if you're watching a movie at home is one thing, but if you're like in a theater full of people who are like kind of on the edge, you know, like, you know, and then a thing happens, and you kind of feed off that energy of that crowd that's around you.
I just thought of one. It's not horror, but more thriller. Black Swan kind of freaked me out. Like that was just a weird movie.
Plus one?
Black Swan. It's that.
Oh, Black Swan.
That movie.
Yeah.
What's her face? What's her name?
Padawan. Padme.
Yeah.
Padme. That girl. The female
Portman.
Thor.
Yeah. I think it also.
Rob Portman. Rob Portman. Yeah. That's...
Natalie Portman.
Rob Portman. Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman. Yeah.
You don't know her pronouns. You don't know.
It didn't help that I
pronouns
watched
is
it on the plane, though. I think that was also part of it.
Yeah.
So.
At least you weren't watching snakes on a plane. You know? That would be scary.
I don't like snakes. I'm not a big fan of snakes. If I saw snakes on a plane, I'd probably be flying the whole time with my feet in the chair, be like my knees up to my cheeks, going, "It makes me pee. It makes me pee." But you know, you have scary movies, and you have like disturbing movies, right?
Yeah.
That are like, you know, and like I said, where you watch it too is kind of helps that out a little bit too. Like I saw when I was a kid. This is how cool my mom was. She took me and my sister to go see the Amityville Horror in the theater, and a little bit of deer poop came out of me after watching that movie because you know, it was like, oh, you know, that probably explains a lot of why things are kind of fucked up in my head, but I totally enjoyed it. I saw Jaws in the theater too, and the scariest, like. Jaws is such a great movie. One for the Indianapolis speech that Quint does is just like chilling as fuck. But as a child, you don't appreciate that, right? I just watched Jaws not too long ago just for that scene, and just listening to them. You know, they're all laughing and joking and everything, and then Quint goes like, "He went into the water." Bobbing up and down. You know, he's all
40 men went into the water.
Yeah, Jaws is the number one too that really scared the piss out of me. Well, I hate Jaws anyway.
I'm kind of scared. Me and Jimmy's kind of like this too. She we would talk about like underwater movies and stuff, how we can't stand, it's like we have this fear of like being underwater and like, you know, being surrounded by dark water, not knowing what's in the water with you and that kind of thing. And there's this part in,
Thalassophobia.
yeah, exactly, which I thought at first meant limp penis, but that's that was something else, and I totally misread that one. But there's a part in Jaws where there's like a ship, a boat wreck or something, and Chief Brody and Richard Dreyfuss, there's or somebody swimming underwater, one of them or both of them, and there's like a hole in the boat, and it kind of zooms in slowly on the hole, and then all of a sudden this head with an eyeball, you know, on its little eyeball strings hanging out, you know, people in the audience were just like, ah! You know, just collectively shit themselves. And yeah, it was just, oh my God. I love that kind of stuff. But like, I don't know. Well, like, if as far as like movies that are like, I don't know, like supposed to be like horror movies, like, you know, Night of the Living Dead, or like, you know, vampire movies or something like that. I guess 28 Days Later was pretty scary, because that was like really the first time you saw like rabid, fast moving zombies.
That
Yeah,
opening
exactly.
scene to that film is ridiculous. Like, oh my, it's right out the gate. And he's like, fuck them kids, fuck this lady, I'm out, you know, and like still almost like, you know, crazy. Like getting on the boat, like taking off. Like
it's and that was like really the first. I just saw something about that the other day. I watched this channel, the Critical Drinker, the Scottish dude. He does movie and TV reviews. I love that guy. He's great. Yeah. And he was talking about 28 Days Later, and he was talking about how that was like one of the first ones where they actually kind of flipped the script on how zombies were. You know, before they were all slow moving and you know, and it's just like, well, there's not really much scary about a zombie if you're a fast runner, but you know, you get to 28 Days Later, boy, you better have a car, and even then it's like, you know, oh no, you might be close getting away. But, what about you, Ed? What tickles your horror fancy?
That's a good question. You know, there was a lot of movies that I didn't expect to have scary scenes in them, like, you know, like the first two Indiana Jones movies, like Raiders of the Lost Ark. You don't see that supernatural stuff coming when they get the Ark and all the Nazis are in the cave, and then the wrath of God kind of bursts out of there and just melts everybody.
You know, they did that. It's a classic film thing where it's like you make the heads are made of wax. Yeah. And they hit it with like a heat gun and then speed up the footage.
Yeah, it's a pretty badass effect. And then Temple of Doom was actually a lot more of that scary stuff right from the get-go when they're going through the different tombs, and they're and like you get the snakes coming out of mouths of the skulls and stuff, and and you get the screaming, and you're like, yeah, okay, I'm freaked out right now. Okay, let's go to the next scene, please. And then they're in that, it's that whole, you know, it's like that the voodoo magic stuff where the guy starts pulling people's hearts out of their chests and stuff, and it's like, wow, that's. Don't forget like the super disturbing stuff.
Chilled monkey brains. Oh, the chilled monkey brains, and they open up the things.
Gross, but not scary, but gross.
It's scary when you're eating.
Delicious though, right?
No, don't eat any brains, Ed. You're not a zombie, dude. You don't need to eat brains. You can eat regular people food. Brains. Although if oh man, that's so cool. It's like when you put the mask on, it automatically put the sunglasses on Kit. Oh, look at that. You're a witch. You're a warlock. I know, right? All kinds of scary good stuff here on the old Halloween show for everybody. Yeah, I was telling the guys here. I just kind of we just kind of threw this together today. So I just wanted to. I said, man, we like the last few days, like we did the Friday and Saturday shows, and those were fun, and it was great to see everybody out for that. And then I did just kind of like a little gamer show yesterday. Not much, just very chill. And I said, well, we gotta cap it off with some actual Halloween goodness on Halloween. And so we got the boys in here to do all that. What is that? Is that Batman?
Yeah, I was trying to see if they would put the sunglasses on Batman, but they're not doing it.
Jerry did a pretty decent Batman, I saw.
Oh yeah, Jerry. He finally got to put on the badass Batman suit for Halloween. Some of you might have seen him post photos of that.
He's got a good.
Yeah, I gotta see those.
Good looking Batman. Like those are.
He's a good looking Batman.
Maybe he'll share them if on Tuesday if Kira lets him.
I mean, it cost him at least a leg, maybe not an arm and a leg, but you know.
Wow, that's just.
Like, he's the one who made that joke to me. It's allowed.
Okay, all right, okay.
Walk that one off, Reef.
Right?
You'd walk in a circle. Wait, what? Now I'm going to hell. What happened?
He needs to do like a Halloween version of his other film. You know? Like it just needs to be like Halloween movie.
Oh, his Christmas movie, and he did a
Halloween. Do a lifetime Halloween special movie.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know if they have
so
those.
down for that. Oh, no, they definitely do. They definitely do. On Lifetime, it like goes like right after like he beat her up. Like that's just the name of the show. Like, what does Lifetime even have now? That's like it's like Hallmark stuff too.
Yeah, well, I mean, but Jerry, I mean, he was a pioneer in that. I mean, he had the first one.
Yeah.
That was ever like a Lifetime Christmas movie kind of thing, and then they all started producing.
They all copied that. Like it's all like the same show. It's like, she's gonna get stuck in a rural town. You know,
he's got the body for that too. I get in there, I'd look like Batman went on a keto diet and you know, like loose skin.
You could play Robin.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know,
I like the cat lady there. She's nice.
Yeah, he's definitely doing like the Affleck Dark Knight kind of vibe there, and he's pulling it off so well.
Yeah, it's pulling it off. Oh, dude, old Batman's best Batman. Like,
of course.
Old Batman gives no shit. Like
Adam West,
you know,
Robin, old chum. I love that, man. I grew up with that shit, man.
What's it called? Dark Knight Returns is what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did like an animated one with like old Batman. It was like Batman was retired and had to come out of retirement, and he just didn't care about it. He was just like killing everyone. Like he was just tired of everything. You know, it was kind of great. Like no restraint. You know.
Well, yeah. Well, he had to fight mutants and stuff. So
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
He had to step his game up, and then it basically his Batmobile became a Bat tank, and that's where the idea of the tumbler came from for the movies.
Yes. Yeah. Who does he fight? He fights like someone crazy thing at the end and like almost dies. It was good though. What is that one called? Is that one Returns? Right?
Dark Knight Returns. It's
yeah, but like the animated one, right?
I think that's what it's called, and there was like a part 1 and a part 2, I think.
What's his name as Batman? Like one of those 3-part names.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Kind of.
Christian Bale.
No, 3-part name. He voices Batman a lot.
You're talking about the animated.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy. What's his name? I can't remember.
Kevin Conroy is the one.
Kevin Conroy, yeah.
Kevin Conroy.
He does the animated. Well, at least in the 90s.
A lot of them. Yeah, I think it was that
video
guy.
Games. I think many video games feature his voice for Batman now. At least in the past.
Radon Chong.
Conroy.
No.
That's with old Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill on
Mark Hamill's the Joker.
Yes. Yeah, but
Joker.
same. He is the Joker to me. He's now a Joker, but I digress.
I heard something the other day where Tim Curry was doing the Joker too. It was like an old
Yeah,
clip or
I
something.
think
I can see that.
first episodes, the very first,
It's
it was
Peter
Tim
Weller
Curry,
actually.
and then
In that one,
for some reason he wasn't able to do them, so then Mark Hamill just took over and basically became an icon doing the voice.
yeah.
Yeah, the Peter Weller you may remember from RoboCop. He did the voice of Batman in the Dark Knight Returns animated film.
Nice.
Ray Dong Chong, won't you come?
Aliens
Wash away
was going to be
the
my
rain.
horror movie. Does that count as a horror movie, Aliens?
I would.
Sure.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I know.
movie's
The
bad.
purists still say it's sci-fi, but I mean, it's
Sci-fi
designed to
horror.
be scary, right?
Yeah.
You know, the emphasis is on the scary. So I would say if the judges were here, I'm sure the judge would rule that a horror movie.
Have you ever played the game? It created what's the worst horror thing ever designed, Alien Isolation. Have you played that, Warren? Dude,
No,
that
I've never
in
played any
VR
Alien games.
is terrifying. That game is just go watch a playthrough, and it'll still be spooky. Like the
Those
Aliens
VR
AI
things.
in that is incredible. It learns like how you play, and like
Ooh.
it's bad. You know.
Has anybody
Um,
played any of these VR games before? Like used like the VR goggles, like you're going into
No.
the metaverse? No.
Yep.
I
have.
I was at Comic-Con when it was like the year before the pandemic, and you know, they set us up with one of those Oculus things. You know, they was just like showing them off or whatever, and that I would probably just like I'd turn into a vegetable if I played that too much. I would just be just like so sucked into that world. And just to like, you know, when you take it off, just be like, you know, somebody have to come with a cloth and, you know, wipe my face. And, you know, it would
One of
be
the best
those
things they have for it is like I used to know the dev for it, big screen beta. It's like it allows you to have literally as many computer screens as you want, as big as you want. Like,
Yeah.
so you can literally have like movie theater sized screens. You
Jesus.
know, it was kind of nice.
Shout out Austin Jones and Brandy Weaver in the chat. Good to see you guys and gals.
What's up, fam?
Hopefully everybody's having a good time out there. We've got still a few people still sticking around. We've been doing this for about an hour and a half. You know, it's not too bad. We'll go for a while. You know, if anybody has to bounce, you bounce. You know, it's all right. You got to do the Irish, do like Lucy and do an Irish goodbye. I remember, what was it, the last rando roundtable we did, and I think she was there, and then she was gone. I think she said she wrote something in the chat. She wrote something in the chat, so I guess it wasn't technically an Irish goodbye, but still, it was just like, wait, where'd she go? She left. Was it something I said? Probably was. So Kelly in the chat is talking about she. Wait a minute. She tonight over in her neck of the woods on KBOG 79.7 FM. She has a radio station over there, so one of their DJs has put together a show with rock music and scary audio clips. I always like those. It's kind of, I'll listen to this site. It's called the No Sleep Podcast, and it's basically just like spooky stories that they tell. And we actually got to go see a couple of performances over in Manhattan when they do it, and it's just, you know, they're up there at these lecterns and they're doing the voices, and they've got like the creepy music, and it's just, I love that kind of shit. And like those old radio programs like that, I'd love to see those make a comeback, you know, like put together some new stuff. I guess it is kind of in a way, but you know, it's kind of mixed up with all the other media that's out there too. So, you know, so we've discussed movies, right? Like what is your scariest ones? I don't know, what is the scariest Halloween you've ever had? Have you ever had a scary Halloween? Not like the whole night was scary, but just like something happened that night that you can really only chalk up to Halloween.
Not
What I'm looking
scary.
at right now in Ed's like
Yeah, that's pretty scary. He's in the movies. What were you
I wouldn't
saying?
say-
I'm addressing the entire audience of Cabello clones in the Cabello Clone Theater. Go back to the lab before Kit gets mad.
I'm gonna say that's some 1984 shit you got going on there. So, anyway, what were you saying, Colin?
Not scary, but I think I mentioned this in your chat over the weekend. So like my cousin, who when he lived here every Halloween, he and his roommates basically planned a Halloween party every year, and basically like the whole house, you know, like just became like the place to be, to the point like every year easily there'll be about at least 100 people at some point, you know, coming through the house, to the point where the cops had to come, you know, like on several years. So like, what year was it? I had to be 2018. Yeah, 2018. Like I asked if I could make jungle juice for the thing, and he was just basically like, we're gonna die. So I was like, that's not a no. So
Maybe?
so I made it, and I didn't tell. He was the only one that knew what I was going to put in it. No one else knew, and like, so I put in the typical shit, you know, and everyone drank it, and everyone either was like drunk out of their minds or just straight up threw up, or in my case, and I made this shit, like blacked out, you know. But I don't regret it, because that was the most fun I had at a Halloween party.
Okay. Well, all right.
Yeah.
In the spirit of that answer, let me change the question. What is the most fucked up Halloween you've ever had? It doesn't have to be scary. It just be like the craziest shit happened. And anyway, Andrew, have you ever had like a really, like, been to a Halloween party or something and just shit went buck wild and sideways or any of that?
I've got any good stories for y'all on that.
Not any
Not
you want
any
to
that
share?
you can legally
Right.
share.
Are some of these still under police investigation? Is that why you can't say anymore?
No, I'm just not that interesting when it comes to Halloween.
You're probably like
Oh.
one of the smarter ones on Halloween, where it's just like everybody else is just getting tore up from the floor up, and you're like, not me. I got my wits about me, and you know, I was always kind of jealous of people like that, especially after the fact, because I was always the one on the other end. You know, I was always the one that was like, you know, falling asleep with a drink in my hand. I have this superpower where I can pass out at a party and I can hold a beer bottle up straight and it will not fall. Because I remember one time somebody was trying to pull it out of my hand, and I was like, nah. Drink. I was sleep drinking. It was yeah, I was pretty messed up. And I think Colin, there was jungle juice at that party too. Anytime you involved, did you have Everclear in the mix? Because if you didn't,
Of course.
yeah, you can't have jungle juice without Everclear. That's like, it's like having a car with no gas in it.
That's a secret ingredient, basically. So like,
Yeah, that secret gets out pretty quick too when you're just like, you know, like the room starts spinning, and you know, Everything just
I mean,
gets
they threw
fucked
that
up.
dry ice in there, so it's spooky. So you had to drink it. You know?
I tried doing that, but that was too involved, and I figured, considering that I knew people were just going to get wasted, I didn't want them to be wasted on top of having freezer burn, so I didn't do that. Would have been cool though, but yeah, I like to decide against that.
What about you, Reef? You ever had a fucked up Halloween party experience, or
Fuck no. Boring as shit in that regard.
really?
You know, Mardi Gras, different story, but you know,
Yeah, that's
like
you're
that you kinda-
required
it's
by local
required.
authorities to get fucked up for
yeah.
you know
Yeah, you're not meant to remember Mardi Gras. That's the point. That's how those sins get like washed away. You know,
those
just
New
don't
Orleans
remember
cops
them.
will come up to you and say, "You're not drunk. Get in the car." You
ever see that?
it's just-
There's an episode of Cops on Mardi Gras, and it's like one of the best episodes. You know, it's just like people drunk and fucking the whole time, and that's what the cops had to deal with. It's pretty good. You know.
Dingo in the chat says,
Ugh.
I allegedly dressed as a pregnant nun for a party and dropped acid
Allegedly?
and got lost on the way home at 4 a.m. and pulled up next to a cop and asked directions while still tripping balls. That sounds like that
Nice.
Dave Chappelle bit. You know, when he's driving with the white
way
dude?
to the dinosaurs, officer? Yeah.
I'm a little high. Just so you know, I'm
Yeah.
a little high. Well, you're going the wrong way. You want to go this way. I don't know. I used to be like a big time drinker back in the days. I'm glad I don't really drink that much anymore. I'll have the occasional tall boy of my Coors Banquet beer, and that's more than enough for me these days. Very, very teetotaler. Ed, you're kind of a teetotaler too. You never really got like fucked up at a party or anything, have you?
Well, it's been a while, Uncle Warren. I
Uh-oh.
used to do a bit of binge drinking in my 20s, and I have learned my lesson, but I had some good years kind of afterwards and a little bit in between. Some of you may recall me mentioning that I used to retouch photos for a popular men's publication way back when. And we had parties. I can't really talk about the content of the parties, but I can talk about the year that I made the community beverage. Had like a 5-gallon jug of a beverage that I called Bad Decisions.
Nice.
And what it basically was like a cross between a hurricane and a Long Island, sort of. So like we had hurricane mix and Irish whiskey, and there was some Malort in there, just to throw off the sweetness a little bit, and a lot of ice and a few other things that I can't even remember. But it ended up tasting actually pretty good. You couldn't even really taste the Malort. They're like, "What is that?" I'm like, "We can't identify that additional ingredient." I'm like, because Malort, I think, is supposed to be used the way they use bitters in like a cocktail. You know, some wise guy thought, oh, well, let's start doing shots of that in Chicago and chasing them, and they call it the Chicago handshake, where you have a shot of Malort and a beer. But that stuff
That
is
sounds like a
deadly on
way
its
worse
own.
euphemism. A Chicago handshake. You know.
Is that like a Dirty Sanchez? Yeah. Is that a rusty trombone?
Sort of.
Chicago handshake?
Yeah, so the beverage was called the Irish Hurricane, also known as Bad Decisions.
Nice.
Because I predicted that this was a bad idea, and so I just labeled it right on the 5-gallon, and they went through at least 2/3 of it before the evening was over.
Right on. Yeah, Halloween parties. Yeah, but you know, when I got to college, that's when I started smoking weed. So I did mostly weed smoking But when you didn't have weed, you always, it's the South. So if you don't have weed, you got to go to booze. And I think there were a few Halloween parties I went to that I do not recall how I got home. And fully clothed, fortunately, for not just me, but for people on the street. I don't remember doing any walks of shame, because that kind of requires sexual intercourse at some point, right? No, well, that wasn't happening. So just meant more time for drinking. So but I think the craziest time, and this wasn't necessarily Halloween, this was down in New Orleans. It was a buddy of mine. It was just close. Actually, it was very close to Halloween. It may have been around Halloween, because a buddy of mine, me and a couple of buddies, they wanted to go see, oh God, what's her name? She was on Mama's Family, and she was also on the show. Anyway, the lady who played Mama from Mama's Family. Vicki Lawrence. They wanted to go see Vicki Lawrence at one of the casinos down in Bay St. Louis, and they said, "All right, we're gonna go see her, and then we're gonna go down to New Orleans and party." I said, "Okay." And this was like the year right before I moved to California, with my buddy Chris, who's in the chat right now. What's up, gamer? Good to see you, bud. And so we go see Vicki Lawrence. We have a couple drinks there. And it was surreal but fun. It was just great being in a room with just these old people getting fucked up too at the casino, because as soon as they got done with Vicki Lawrence, they were just going to go right back to the penny slots, and get those free drinks. That's how you do it. You go to the casino, play the nickel or the penny slots, and the lady comes around. Would you like a drink? Yes, I would. So long story short, we get down to New Orleans, and we're just drinking like hurricanes. We were drinking hurricanes, hand grenades, and it's one of those. It's like Beale Street too, where it's like you could get an adult beverage and you can walk up and down Bourbon Street. As long as you stayed on Bourbon Street, you were fine. And we were looking for a prostitute for my friend, and this was before smartphones and stuff like that. So we had to be very clever about how we were going to approach people and ask them if they were hookers, right? Because but even that's a mean feat when you're sober. So here we are, 10-12 sheets to the wind, and I'm going up to women, and my thing at the time was, okay, if they're wearing hot pants, chances are they're a pro, right? So I would go up to women in hot pants, and I go, "Hey, are you a professional?" And sometimes I get a slap, sometimes I get no. And I mean, all right, it's a good thing I was drinking, because I didn't feel the slaps. Finally, we find this nice young lady, and I said, "Hey, do you?" I do my finger like that, like I'm making a hook, and she goes, she starts looking around. She goes, "Yeah," and we were like, "Oh shit, we found it!" So. And then she gave my buddy a blowjob in the bathroom, and while we were outside smoking cigarettes, so on the balcony, and just watching the stuff going down. And then I ended up sleeping under a table, and I don't know how I got there. But it was a great night, but it was really fucked up. So I don't miss the hangovers. Yeah, this was well, actually, this was 2003. So
oh,
so
shit.
It was, yeah, I was old by then. I should have known a lot better, but it was the last time I saw those guys too.
On Reddit, there's a subreddit that frequents the top page on Halloween. 2-sentence horror. Have you heard of these? Right? Where they're just 2 sentences, right? So for example, all my life my parents have told me not to open the basement door, but I got curious and disobeyed them. What is that glowing ball in the sky, and why does it hurt my eyes? It's just that. Right? Some of these are pretty bad. Like, when the kidnapper made me guess where he kept my daughter, I went for the basement and he said correct, allowing me to see her. But when I found her severed head in there, I learned that every other choice would have been correct as well. You know?
Yeah, if you're finding severed heads, chances are you kind of fucked up somewhere along the way. So, have you, Colin? Have you ever found a severed head? Well, you got to think about it.
What's in
Jesus.
the box?
Well, my dad's a funeral director, so I've seen dead bodies.
Yeah, but
So-
not
Poke it
heads
with a
in body.
stick, because that's what you do with dead bodies, right? That's what they always do in a movie. They always
Did your
poke the
dad
dead
like cut
body
a
with
head
stick
off and
for
go,
some
hey,
reason.
"Rrrr," just like chase you around with it? You're like, Dad, you're an asshole. Stop it. No, I imagine that's pretty wild. I worked at a radio station. The first radio job I ever had was in Starkville, Mississippi, and I was working at this radio station that used to be a funeral home. Like, it was a very small funeral home, and the basement where the booth was the morgue, right? That was where the morgue was. It was kind of like one of these weird. It was like a 2-story building, but like if you like the front the front of the building, it looked like it was 1 story, but if you went down the hill and into the back of the building, there was like sliding doors into the booth. So like people who smoked, they'd poke out, while a song was going to have a smoke outside. So anyway, so my first gig there was I was working overnights, just playing like just whatever. I wasn't speaking or anything like that yet. I was just like very first radio job. And I would, it was like wood floors above us, right? Where like the offices were. And so in the middle of the night, I would hear like footsteps up top. And at first, and I don't really get scared about stuff like that. I just assume like, okay, people come in and out of this building all the time. There was like a couple of the folks that worked there didn't live very far. Maybe they were coming in doing some work late night or whatever. So one night I was listening and I heard these footsteps again. I said, well, I had a long tune on. It was like a good 7-8 minute long tune. So I was going to go take I was going to take the Brown line, while I had the time. So I go upstairs and there's nobody in there. I thought, well, they must have left. I did my business. I went downstairs and then I kept hearing the footsteps again. I was like, somebody is in here. And so as soon as I heard heard it the next time, I ran up the stairs and there was nobody there. It was just like nobody in the building. I looked it's a very small place, and I looked in all the offices. I looked everywhere. The door was locked. It was, and then the rest of the night I was just kind of like, yeah. It's all spooky and scary. So, have you guys ever been like in a place where it's the haunted house or anything like that, or like a haunted, like you just get the chills or something? You think something's off?
You ever do the LeBeau thing when you were in New Orleans?
The LeBeau thing?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Yeah, her house. Like
Madame
who was it?
okay.
Yes.
Madame the
LeBeau.
graveyard?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I those things. Oh my God! When you drive around New Orleans, it looks like when you see the graveyards, it looks like a part of town that's just blacked out, like the power's out, because they're all
Looks
mausoleums.
like the
and
Cure
stuff.
wants to do a music video there. Like it's that, and like the other Tulane is also like you could do a horror movie there for sure. But
That's if you're gonna have Halloween. Like I always tell people, don't go to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. I went one time on Fat Tuesday, and that was enough for me. That's like going to Times Square on New Year's Eve. It's just way too many people, and they jack up all the prices, and everything's just stupid. But you go there on Halloween, the weather's nice. You got that nice fall weather, and they usually have the like the tattoo conventions and stuff like that. But yeah, they have those
time and get a tattoo.
Right. Yeah. Or see a lot of tattoo art too. I mean, they would do house tours too, like ghost house, like haunted antebellum homes and stuff down there. And but the there was no fucking way I was
to go to New Orleans in 2023.
That's nice. It's your first time going down there, right?
No, I went in April. First time.
But that was the first time you went, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how'd you like it?
Oh, I loved it.
It's a different place.
Can never live there. Can never live there. But
no, you don't want to live there.
It's a great place to visit. It's a great place to cut loose, for sure. But I don't know how you can live there and actually function like as a normal human being.
I mean,
like if you're
the West Bank
if you're a creative, sure, I could definitely see that. I think just the vibes there, definitely lend itself to, if you're really in it for the art, I could see that. Other than that, though, I can't see how like a normal business person is able. Then again, I live in DC too. I don't know how people here are able to function, and yet we do. So,
Well, you have like the suburbs, like Kenner and places around and Metairie and stuff like that, and Slidell's not too far. It's over the bridge, but so a lot of people live there and usually kind of commute into New Orleans. But I couldn't live in New Orleans because of that fucking heat down there. That heat during the summer.
Oh,
forget about it. Just think like the worst humid day you've ever experienced in your particular towns, whether it's in Colorado or in Chicago or in DC. You take like it's like Florida funk, that Florida, ass, swamp ass weather, and then put it in a place where there's a whole bunch of tall buildings that that kind of radiate the heat as well too. And it's just like, if you go to New Orleans in August or something, you're just asking for trouble. Like Jazz Fest. I don't know when Jazz Fest is. Maybe they do that earlier. I think they do that like in the spring.
I think.
Yeah, because you can't go. You can't function in New Orleans in summertime. Much less you live there and work there.
Didn't Hefner used to come out for that all the time?
I think so.
I think
maybe.
You definitely can't have him here in the summer.
At summertime's rotten. But it's a great place to visit, that's for sure. I when I lived on the Gulf Coast, it was only like an hour and a half away, and we would go down there all the time, and but we would leave. We would go back home, or we would stay the night and then leave or whatever. But I wouldn't want to move. I wouldn't want to live down there either, because it ruins the atmosphere. I wouldn't want to get used to that atmosphere. You know what I mean? Because it's like this old world architecture all over the place, and it's just really got that vibe to it. Like you got the jazz musicians like playing on the street corners and stuff like that, and you just like, you look at all the old buildings with the balconies there, and just like the whole feel of the joint is just like, you just feel like you're in another country. Ed, Andrew, have you guys ever been to New Orleans?
I have.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I loved New Orleans. I went down there once with a few of my buds. Once upon a time, we wanted to just go down during New Orleans, and yeah, it's a shit show. And then when I worked for Playboy, I actually went down in 2003. And they were all working for, to get content and stuff. But I was like, well, hell, why don't I take a vacation and go down and hang out with you guys? And they comped all my meals. And nice. I got to go, on the balcony with playmates. And so it was a heck of a time.
Oh.
Yeah, now you're down there with...
I mean, yeah.
With free food and ladies in New Orleans? Wow. Yeah, that's a good time right there. Because that food is just amazing down there. Just that's part of the allure too, is the food. I mean, there's food everywhere.
Sauce pecan, fucking gumbo, beignets. Oh,
oysters.
boys.
Oysters on the half shell if you're into that sort of thing. And
Yeah,
You
go down there.
some of the best fried chicken I ever had was in New Orleans.
really,
Mhm.
There was
You go
this
to
place.
Popeyes?
I think it's still there. No, it's that's funny. It's a place called Fiorella's. No relation to the independent media person we
I've
know.
heard of that place.
Hearts.
And I
Or do
just,
you- do you-
just
do you
dumb
remember
luck.
Hearts?
I happened to go into that place, and it's not even. And the place everybody tells you to go is what Willie Mae's Scotch House, which I didn't get a chance to go to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that alone would want me. I would want to go back just to try all the food in the restaurants that I didn't get a chance to go to.
Go down there on a food tour would be amazing. Like at
Oh,
this point in
God,
my
yeah.
life, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I've gotten trashed enough in New Orleans. Now I just want to go down and get trashed on the food. You know, I want to come
Plenty of
back
good
just like
booze with your food there too. So
yeah.
you know?
I mean, if it complements it, you know, and you're not getting too silly with it, you know, you have like one too many. Andrew, have you ever been down there?
No, I haven't been anywhere east of Colorado yet.
Mm.
So the
tell you
closest
something.
experience I have is just a couple stops in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
yeah, Vegas is fun too. I do that.
Yeah.
I had family lives around Pueblo, Colorado Springs. I've only been up there a few times, but I remember there's
That's beautiful
this,
country there too. I hear
Oh, it's
Colorado
amazing.
Springs.
Like, but uncle or grandpa had like a cabin up there, right? And like he knew where all these like cool little spots were, and there was this like a guy had been building this like castle out of like stone there, like by hand, for like ever, right? Like I know they rent that place out for like prom and all sorts of weird stuff, but anyway, it had like just snowed, and I was a Florida boy, never dealt with snow, and like grandpa's like, get out there, like, you know, go out to where those trees are, you know, and I'll take your picture or whatever. And I'm like, all right, you know, I'm probably like 10, just be bopping, you know, like he knows there's a ditch there,
Oh
like,
man.
you know, and just like fall straight down to like bottom layer of the ditch. I'm just like, here. Oh, what do I do? You know, like just stuck in stuff. And his fucking old ass is like dying, right? With like he's got to go back to the back of the truck, get hits of his oxygen. Like, you know, like I'm like, dude.
You know
He's
the
just,
comedy's
trying
good
to,
when it
like,
almost kills
swim out of
grandpa.
there. Yeah.
And you're just like, like you're in quicksand
Yeah.
or something. You're like, I don't know how to get out of this shit. Oh my
Pretty
god.
much. It was fucker, man. But yeah, gorgeous place up there. I just missed
Yeah,
the
I'd-
tamales and green chili. That's what I want. Bring me some of that back, and I'm down. You know.
Well,
My friend,
Well, boys,
Miss Fallish Handless up there too. I think. Those are those fun edibles. Made me some hot sauce. Real good. It's already gone.
Andrew, have you ever been to
I used it.
you ever been to that hotel that was in The Shining? Isn't that around your neck of the woods? In Colorado?
You mean
That'd be
like
fun.
the Stanley Hotel?
Yeah.
I think.
Made a visit there one time, but it was in the afternoon, so no nighttime experience with it.
What? No kids on big wheels going around the carpet. No blood coming from the elevators. None of that.
I didn't get to go inside.
Oh, you saw it from the
Yeah.
outside?
Yeah.
So the maze, you got stuck in the maze. Is that what happened?
He got his ass whooped by one of the topiary. It was like some bush that was chopped. It was shaped of Big Bird, and it started chasing him. And he was like, "Well, no more weeds, no more weeds for me. This shit's gone bad." I guess we should
just start redoing every movie as stoner versions of those movies. It's
I
just
would
The
do that.
Shining, but it's just, you know,
The stoning.
weed maze. Yeah, yep. We just get all the stoner people.
Darling,
You know?
lights of my life. Give me the bong.
All sativa and no indica make Jack a dull boy.
I'm not gonna.
You know.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna get you fucked up. Smoke this.
Here's Willie. Here's just Willie Nelson with an axe.
You were always on my mind.
On my mind.
You're always on my mind. And then he
Doug
just he
Finch is
reaches.
just in the corner.
He reaches through. He's trying to do the door handle. She gives him a joint. She's like, that's what I was looking for. Thank you.
Sarah Silverman on the other side of the door.
The stoning. I know, right? Yeah, it's all yeah. You gotta have Jim Brewer. You gotta have Jim Brewer as Jack Torrance. You know, that's your guy right there, because he already looks crazy.
Snoop Dogg's the bartender.
Who's the guy? Who's the bathroom attendant though? That's gotta be. Is that Dave Chappelle? Is he the bathroom guy?
Sure, we could do Dave or Oh yeah, he's definitely played that role before. I think he's good at that one. You know,
well, who's gonna play Scatman? Who's gonna play Scatman Carruthers? That's the one right there. Who's a,
Wiz Khalifa. I don't know.
You like Purple Haze, Doc? How did you know we called him Doc? Because I fucked up on the shit right now, Doc. Hong Kong.
What are the twins? What are the twins doing?
The twins? They're just passing a little glass pipe to each other. You're just like,
yeah, just one.
Come smoke with us, Danny, forever and ever and ever. All right, we should probably wrap this up. We've been going about 2 hours, and not that really any of us have any plans after this, but I'm sure the nice chat that showed up. Hey, Shelly, good to see you. So before we get out of here, happy Halloween to you, gentlemen. Thanks for being on the show. We'll go around the horn. Reef, I know you got a lot of going on. What's coming up with INN? You and Colin got some stuff going on?
Yes, sir. We got hopefully, if we can get a confirmation, Nick Cruz from RBN, he'll be coming on. That should be fun. Thursday's Tara got a special guest. If I can find the name of that real quick, I will do so. So where's that at? I had to open up Telegram because that's where we communicate. But yeah, I got that. That'll be on Thursday when that happens. So, keep an eye on INN's channel and Tara's channel. You can find all the links to follow all of us at indienews.network and go to that Meet the Member section. And everyone's links are in there, including mine, Tara's, Colin's, Warren's.
Indy's in the chat saying I was passed out in a sugar crash. I'm assuming you took the girls trick-or-treating there, Indy, and then you said, let me have some of that candy. And then the girls were like,
yeah, they went,
but Dad, this is our
as
candy.
The Grease family.
I hope the girls left you candy corn, Indy. I hope that's what they gave you. So.
And he got the secret stash, so.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, I would be if I had children around Halloween, I would definitely just squirrel away some candy for myself and just be like, I don't know, you went trick or treating, you should have enough. Andrew, the Rochford Files on YouTube, great show there. Where can people see that? When can they see that, and how can people find you?
Oh, yes. The Rochford Files on YouTube. It's still youtube.com/Andrew Rochford for now, but I think it finally changed the URL. But also on Twitch and Rumble. And next show will probably be Thursday night. And shout out to Kelly and WCSN, two of the most regular people in the chat for that.
Kelly's good people. I like Kelly. She's one of my future ex-wives. So she'll regret getting that ring on her finger. What about you, Ed? What's coming up with you guys?
Well, I'm a Kit Clone, and I just wanted to promote Hardlands Media Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Central Time on Rockfin Odyssey and YouTube. And don't forget to check the live chats to see if you got any tips there. Okay.
Right on. Colin, I know you.
I could plug my website if that's okay.
Yeah, please do.
It's edheller.com, and I got a pizza website on there called realdeepdish.com if you want to learn how to make deep dish pizza at home or the other styles of Chicago pizza. Go to realdeepdish.com and check us out Tuesday and Friday evenings on Chicago Corner at 7:30 p.m. Central Time.
Right on. And you're Real Deep Dish on Twitter too, right?
RDD Pizza.
RDD Pizza. Colin, I know of course you're part of the INN fam, but you want to let people know if you got anything else going on besides that show on Wednesday nights that you and Reef do, the INN News, is just fantastic.
Thank you.
Really enjoy that.
That's been my baby, essentially, right now. I need to work on my own channel. Next year, that's my, if you can call it a New Year's resolution, that will be, being able to kind of build on my own channel. But then again, I've learned a lot doing INN, so hopefully those skills should allegedly transfer over to doing more of that stuff on my own channel. So, but yeah, other than that, no, I'm on INN News with Beef every Wednesday night at 9 Eastern time.
Yeah, and you can find Colin on Twitter as well. So for now, until the purges come, and you know they're coming, or maybe not. I don't know.
Well,
it might be.
They either kick me off for some reason, or but I'm not going anywhere. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm leaving." I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, if they kick me off, great. But like until then,
I really don't have any other friends. Maybe a few like my buddy Chris in the chat, and but other than that, I'm just lonely, and without Twitter, I'd probably be like more sad, and I'd probably get into trouble. It keeps me off the streets, so I just enjoy the people who are announcing their departures like they're at the airport. Well, I'm getting off of this thing, It's like 24 hours later, I'm still here. They're not gonna run me off. Just okay. That's all well and good. Just go. Just have a good time. Me, this is kind of the unofficial return of Extra Bulla Live tonight. So I was glad I had some of my pals here for that. So we may be moving this show to maybe on Mondays. Monday seems to be a better time for a lot of people. Maybe a little earlier too. Oz, good to see you, brother.
What's up,
in the
Oz?
chat.
He had a great show Saturday. If people didn't go,
oh yeah, Beauty and the Boomer. They always put on a good spread. They really do. They go all out, and they were like dressed to the nines too, just like all these. Me, I was trying to do Heisenberg, but I ended up, being Kolchak, the Night Stalker, instead.
You look like the guy in Jurassic Park who was like, "See, nobody cares." Newman. Newman,
yeah. With he had the same shirt. Okay, I'm Newman from Jurassic Park, so I'm like a chameleon.
Newman.
So the show tonight kind of caps off the happy Halloweekend. It started Friday night. We had Friday night, Saturday night. Did a little something yesterday, and now tonight was the piece de résistance. You know, the best of the best. So I'll be back again Friday night at midnight with Miss Jimmy Sunderland. We'll be doing the secret show. I don't know why we call it the secret show. It's not secret. It's not a secret anymore.
Spooky potions.
Although some nights it's the crowd's a little thin, so it kind of feels like a secret. And then Saturday night as well. And like I said, we might be doing this particular show on Monday nights. That's more of a TBD, to be determined kind of thing. So, but anyway, I just want to tell you guys, I had a blast tonight. And I love all my brothers here. And I love everybody in the chat too. Just thanks for supporting the show. Thanks for doing what you do for us. And we got a lot of good representation here. There's a lot of people in this space, and there are a lot of there's more and more content creators that are coming out and doing good things. There's some shitty ones too, and we know who those people are, but the ones doing the good work, the ones that are putting in the work and just, trying to educate us and entertain us and just help us to get through the shitty times that we're definitely living in. It's nice to know that we have a lot of people who support us and love us as much as we love them. So enjoy the rest of your Halloween. It's 10:08 here on the East Coast, so probably things just kicking off over there on the West Coast. And all parts in between. Just stay safe, wash your ass, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Ah,
See you in hell.